Hello guys, welcome to YouTube channel TechBird, and today an important topic once again, that is Azure Databricks. And today we will cover 30 interview question. It's a series of Databricks and it's part 1. We will see 30 important interview questions about Databricks for those candidates who are preparing to crack technical interview in IT company. For them this video going to be very helpful. So before viewing the channel, before watching the channel, please subscribe it, like it, share it. And now let's move. So what is Databricks? One of the most important question, what is Databricks Spark? So Databricks Spark is the result of Apache Spark being forked to build it. Spark has undergone development and received upgrades that make its connection with Databricks more streamlined. Second, what are the advantages of Microsoft Azure Databricks? So utilizing Azure Databricks comes with a variety of benefits, some of which are as follows. Using the managed cluster to provided by Databricks can cut your costs associated with cloud computing by up to 80%. Wonderful. Second, the straightforward user experience provided by Databricks, which simplifies the building and management of extensive data pipelines, contributes to an increase in productivity. Third, your data is protected by a multitude of security measures provided by Databricks, including role-based access control and encrypted communication, to name just two examples. Third, why is it necessary for us to use DBU framework? DBU framework was developed as a means of streamlining the processes of developing applications on Databricks that are capable of working with significant quantities of data. A command line interface CLI, a software development kit SDK written in Python, and a software development kit written in Java are all included in the framework SDK. Fourth point, when referring to Azure Databricks, what exactly does it mean to autoscale a cluster of nodes? The autoscaling feature offered by Databricks enables you to automatically expand or contract the size of your cluster as needed, utilizing only the resources that are really put to use. Is a foolproof method for lowering expenses and reducing waste. Fifth point, what actions should I take to resolve the issue I am having with Azure Databricks? If you are having trouble using Azure Databricks, you should begin by looking over the Databricks documentation. The documentation includes a collated list of common issues and the remedies to those issues, as well as any other relevant information. You can also get in touch with the support team for Databricks if you find that you require assistance. Sixth point, what is the function of Databricks file system? The Databricks file system is used to store the data that is saved in Databricks. Workloads involving large amount of data are an ideal fit for this particular distributed file system. The Hadoop Distributed File System (DBFS) is compatible with Databricks, which is Distributed File System (HDFS). Seventh point, what programming languages are available for use when interacting with Azure Databricks? A few examples of language that can be used in conjunction with the Apache Spark framework include Python, Scala, and R. Additionally, the SQL database language is supported by Azure Databricks. Eighth point, is it possible to manage Databricks using PowerShell? Answer is no. The administration of Databricks cannot be done with PowerShell because it is not compatible with it. There are other methods available, including the Azure command line interface, the Databricks REST API, and Azure site itself. Number 9. Which of these two Databricks instance or cluster is the superior option? To put it another way, an instance is a virtual machine (VM) that has the Databricks runtime installed on it and is used to execute commands. Spark applications are typically installed on it, what is known as cluster, which is just a collection of servers. 10th point, what is meant by term management plan when referring to Azure Databricks? Only with assistance of management plan will your Databricks deployment be able to run smoothly. Databricks REST API, CLI, and Azure Portal are all included. Number 11. What can where can I find more information about the control plane that is used by Azure Databricks? The control plane is used to manage the various Spark applications. Included in this package are both the Spark user interface and the Spark history server. Number 12. What is meant by term data plan when referring to Azure Databricks? The portion of the network responsible for storing and processing of data is referred to as the data plane. Included in this package are both Apache Hive Megastore as well as Databricks file system. 13th point, is there a way to halt a Databricks process that is already in progress? You are able to stop a job that is currently running in Databricks by going to job page, selecting the job and then selecting the cancel job option from the context menu. 14th point, what is delta table in Databricks? So any information that is stored in Databricks delta format is stored in a table that is referred to as delta table. Data tables, in addition to being fully compliant with ACID transaction, also make it possible for reads and writes to take place at lightning speed. Number 15. What is the name of the platform that enables the execution of this Databricks application? An application environment that is created on top of Apache Spark is referred to as Databricks Runtime. It provides everything you need to construct and run Spark applications such as libraries, application programming interface, and tools. Number 16. What is Azure Databricks? Now, Azure Databricks is a powerful platform that is built on top of Apache Spark and it's designed specifically for huge data analytics. Setting it up and deploying it to Azure takes just a few minutes. And once it is there, using it is quite easy because of the seamless connectivity with Azure services. Databricks is an excellent choice for data engineers who want to deal with big amounts of data in the cloud. This makes Databricks an excellent solution. Number 17. What are workspaces in a Databricks? So workspaces in Azure Databricks are instances of Apache Spark that are completely managed by service along with everything else that is required to construct and run a Spark app. The package includes a code editor, a debugger, as well as machine learning and SQL libraries. Number 18. In the context of Azure Databricks, what is data frame? So a data frame is particular form of table that is used for storing of data within Databricks runtime. There is complete support for ACID transaction and data frames were developed with the goal of providing fast reads and writes. Number 19. Within the context of Azure Databricks, what role does Kafka plays? So you must have heard about this Kafka. So what is it? So when working with the streaming feature of Azure Databricks, Kafka is a tool that is recommended to use. This approach allows for the ingestion of wide variety of data, including but not limited to sensor readings, logs, and financial transaction. Processing and analysis of streaming data may also be done in real time with Kafka, another area in which it excels. Number 20. Is it only possible to access Databricks through the cloud? Is there no way to install it locally? Yes, Apache Spark, which is the on-premise solution for Databricks, made it possible for engineers working within the company to manage the application and data locally. Users of Databricks may run into connectivity issue when attempting to use the service with the data that is kept on local servers because Databricks was developed specifically for the cloud. The on-premise solution provided by Databricks are hampered by discrepancies in the data as well as workflows that are wasteful. 21. Is Databricks a Microsoft subsidiary or a subsidiary company? No, Apache Spark serves as the foundation for Databricks, which is an open source project. A commitment of $250 million have been made by Microsoft for 2019. Microsoft made the announcement in 2017 that it will be releasing Azure Databricks, a cloud platform that includes Databricks. Both Google Cloud Platforms and Amazon Web Services have formed agreements in a manner analogous to this. 22. Could you please explain the many types of cloud services that Databricks offers? So the solution that Databricks offers is categorized as software as a service (SaaS), and the intention behind it is to utilize cluster in order to realize Spark full potential in terms of storage management. Before rolling out the application, users only need to make a few changes to the configuration of those programs. 23rd, which category of cloud service does Microsoft Azure Databricks belong to, SaaS, PaaS, or IaaS? So PaaS stand for the platform as service, and Databricks in Azure is a PaaS, platform as service. It is an application development platform that is built on top of Azure, Microsoft Azure, and Databricks. Users are going to be accountable for utilizing the capabilities offered by Azure Databricks in order to design and develop the data lifecycle as well as build application. Number question 24. Differences between Microsoft Azure Databricks and Amazon Web Service Databricks. So Azure Databricks is a product that combines the feature of both Azure and Databricks in an effortless manner. Using Microsoft Azure as cloud provider for Databricks entails more than just utilizing a hosting service because it includes Microsoft features such as Active Directory authentication and the ability to communicate with wide variety of Azure services. Azure Databricks is the most advantageous product currently available. To put it another way, AWS Databricks are simply Databricks that are hosted on the AWS cloud. Number 25. What does reserved capacity mean when referring to Azure? So Microsoft provides a reserved capacity option for consumer customers who are interested in achieving the greatest possible cost saving with Azure storage. During the time period that they have reserved, customers are assured that they will have access to a predetermined amount of storage space on the Azure cloud. Block, Blobs, and Azure Data Lake are two storage solutions that make it feasible to keep Generation 2 data in a standard storage account. Number 26 outline the individual parts that come together to form Azure Synapse Analytics. It was developed specifically to manage tables with hundreds of millions of rows because it is based on massively parallel processing or MPP architecture. Synapse SQL is able to conduct complicated queries and provide the query answers within seconds. Even when working with large amounts of data, this is made possible by the fact that Azure Synapse Analytics can distribute data processing across numerous nodes. Application connect to Synapse Analytics MPP engine via a control node in order to perform their task. The Synapse SQL query is delivered to the control node, which then performs the necessary conversion to make it compatible with MPP. Sending the various operations to the compute node that are able to carry out those operations in parallel allows for improved query performance to be accomplished. 27 point. What is dedicated SQL pools? So the dedicated SQL pool of Azure Synapse Analytics is a collection of technologies that enable you to leverage the platform that is typically utilized for enterprise data warehousing. The provisioning of the resources in the data warehousing unit is accomplished with the help of Synapse SQL DWU. A dedicated SQL pool improves the efficiency of queries and decreases the amount of data storage that is required by storing information in both columnar and relational tables. Point 28. Where can I get instruction on how to record live data in Azure? The Stream Analytics Query Language. The Stream Analytics Query Language is a SQL-based query language that has been simplified and is offered as part of Azure's Stream Analytics service. The capabilities of the query language can be expanded by the use of this feature, which allows programmers to define new ML, means machine learning, function. The use of Azure Stream Analytics make it possible to process more than a million events per second, and the findings may be distributed with very little delay. Point number 29. What are the skills necessary to use Azure Storage Explorer? It is handy standalone tool that gives you the ability. What is the skill necessary to use Azure Storage Explorer? It is handy standalone tool that gives you the ability to command Azure Storage from any computer that is running Windows, Mac OS X or Linux. A downloaded version of Microsoft Azure Storage is available to users. Access to several Azure data storage stores such as ADLS, Gen2, Cosmos DB, blobs, queues, and tables may be accomplished using its intuitive graphical user interface. One of the most compelling features of Azure Storage Explorer is its compatibility with users' environments in which they are unable to access the Azure Cloud Service. Number 30. What is Azure Databricks and how is it distinct from the more traditional Databricks? An open source big data processing platform can be obtained through the Apache Spark implementation that is found in Azure. Azure Databricks operates in stages of data lifecycle known as stage of data preparation or processing. First and foremost, the data factory is used to import data into Azure, where it is then shipped to permanent storage such as ADLS, Gen2 or blob storage. In addition, data is analyzed using machine learning in Databricks, and once the insights have been retrieved, they are loaded into analysis services in Azure, such as Azure Synapse Analytics or Cosmos DB. In the end, the insights are visualized with the use of analytical reporting tool like Power BI, and they are given to end users. So this was all about the Databricks, Data Synapse Analytics, and some little data storage part. But most of the points we covered was about data Azure Databricks. So guys, hope you like the video. For more videos, please subscribe the channel. I will see you soon. Till then, goodbye.